Welcome back to Team Talks in the company of these two, David James and Andy Brassel. Manchester United begin match week 3 bottom of the Premier League table after 2 defeats from 2. Up next for Erik ten Hag is a Monday night game against their fifth. Well, the omens aren't good for United ahead of Monday. They've won just 1 of their last 12 in the league against Jurgen Klopp's side and lost home and away by a combined 9-0 scoreline last season. A lot for Erik ten Hag to work on then. Let's hear from him and Jurgen Klopp.
We work from game to game, and now it's Liverpool. And obviously, we know what's going on when you play against Liverpool. And especially when you're Man United. So, yeah, of course, you have to be ready. But also, again, you have to get a point where you fight yourself into the season. But it's from game to game.
I would prefer to play them after they won 5-0, definitely. That's how it is. But it's not dreamland. So we have to take it like it is. And we drew 2 games. So is it better to play us in a situation like this, or is it worse? I don't know. I think the whole world will watch it. It's Monday night anyway. I can watch it, and you will see how these 2 heavyweights deal with the situation.
Well, what a game to look forward to already in the season, particularly in the form that both teams are in coming into this one. Last season, Liverpool won 5-0 at Old Trafford. Can you see a repeat of that happening on Monday, David, based on what we've seen so far?
Well, listening to Jurgen Klopp, and I think one of the first things he said was 5-0, wasn't it? The easy answer is no, it could be worse for Manchester United. And even that 5-0 last season, I felt should have been more, but with the sending off, Liverpool sort of stopped playing, funnily enough. But the capabilities, Diaz and co, against what we've seen from United in 2 games, I would be scared to be a United fan watching that game.
Well, Manchester United come into this match bottom of the Premier League table. It seems just unbelievable to see them where they are, Andy. So what are the immediate issues that Erik ten Hag needs to address?
How long have we got? I mean, there's a lot there. Yeah, I think there's a lot there, isn't there? But I think there's an endemic problem at Manchester United that is not Erik ten Hag's problem, but it's something that he's got to deal with. It's the fact that, and we talk about it when we talk about all the players who might sign for them. The fact is the environment there has meant players of quality have consistently underachieved. Now, this is something that is not going to get fixed overnight. It's going to take, I don't think they make top 5 this season, maybe not top 6. I think it's going to be hard. I think they need to give ten Hag time. But to create an environment where those best players can perform at their best. Because I know, especially after that Brentford game, everyone wants to go mad and blame the players. But if every player's failing, it's the environment, it's not the players. And I think when you look at other players who move on and do pretty well, I mean, you look at this game, Christian Eriksen had a terrible game. We know David De Gea can do better than this. And especially, I think, when you see Eriksen in at a stadium where he played so well on such a consistent level in the second half, after coming back from like an impossible situation, it shows what the issue is at Manchester United. But they need to get more out of Rashford, Martial, Eriksen, all of those players, Sancho. We know they can do more.
Can you explain, David, then, from a player's perspective, what Andy is explaining there? Because he's suggesting that the environment that the players are in at Manchester United is the main issue here, or one of the several issues that Erik ten Hag has to address. Have you been in a situation where it has been fairly negative and that's actually brought all the players down?
Yeah, multiple times. I mean, it's all relative. So the clubs that I've been at have been lower, obviously smaller clubs than the Manchester United. But the issue is that if, at the moment, there isn't anything that you can look at positively across the board. I was listening to fans on one of the shows here earlier talking about the lack of sales of shirts in Africa. So this is global in a sense. But the point being is that with so many problems, the manager, if he's that good, should be able to control at least 11 players at any given time on a football field to get them to play well. And if you can do that bit, start winning games. They beat Brentford 1 in the worst performance ever. Man United fans still have a bit of hope. Then the players start believing in the manager. They won 4-0 in Thailand pre-season, and my Manchester United friends thought they were going to win the league. That's how volatile it is at Manchester United at the moment. So as a manager, control the controllables. That's the 11 on the field, and then you've got a start point to work from.
Well, the transfer window hasn't gone particularly well for Manchester United yet either. However, the most recent reports in the UK are that Casemiro from Real Madrid is on the brink of signing with Manchester United. Again, if we do hear anything more on this while we're here on air, then we'll let you know. But at the moment, this looks like a deal that could potentially go through, Andy. So first of all, what does he offer to Manchester United, and is he a player that they need?
Well, firstly, it's something that Carlo Ancelotti's confirmed today, that Casemiro wants to leave and will be off, and we all know where it's going to be. It's a surprise to me that Manchester United have managed to put it off. I think it works well for all parties. You know, he gets his last big contract and a new challenge. I think in an ideal world, they would not be giving 5 years to 30-year-old Casemiro. The fact is, though, he's still at the top of his game. He didn't start the game last week, and we can talk about the fact that they're going to replace him with Camavinga and Tchouaméni and the players they've brought in. They really missed him at Almeria last week when he didn't play. And when he didn't play in the big Champions League games last season, they really missed him as well. To give Manchester United some sort of stability to work from, and we know it's going to be a transitional season. We know Erik ten Hag has got a way he wants to play football. The fact is, just to give them a bit of stability and something to cling on to, someone who's super experienced, who can break up the play, who can protect that defence and can pass the ball sensibly and is a proper leader. I mean, straight away, that's what they need. And do you know what? They've got so much money. If the back 2 years of that contract mean he's not at his best and they're overpaying him, I think they can swallow that for what he is now. I think he's someone they need now.
David De Gea came under fire in that Brentford game because he pretty much gifted Brentford the first 2 goals in the match. It's evident how... you're going to defend him. You're a goalkeeper. But it's evident how Erik ten Hag wants to play. And we know that David De Gea is an excellent shot stopper, but he doesn't look particularly comfortable as a sweeper keeper. So with the way Erik ten Hag wants to play, is that going to work? Well,
I mean, the sweeper keeper bit, he should be able to do comfortably. You know, you're literally controlling a ball and passes to one of your players. The first goal, OK, that happens. The second goal, interestingly, wasn't so much his fault because he's passed the ball to Eriksen. Eriksen's not passed it properly, made the wrong decision. And then you saw Man United say, we can't do this, we're going to go long. Then you fall into the problem with David De Gea that his range of kicking isn't good enough. It's not to the level of a side that wants to be Champions League. And therefore, you compromise what you can do going out with the ball. You can work on it, but David De Gea's been there for 12 years and he's 11, 12 seasons now, and he's never been the best of kicking. Teams are going to press, you know, they've obviously with Henderson going, who in himself is not the best with kicking, ironically. Ten Hag might have to just say, look, we're going to set up, again, like Andrew said, set up slightly differently. Let's get some results. Let's get some confidence.
Is that it, though, coming away from what United would have as their ideal thing? I mean, that's always been the thing with De Gea, to me, that he's rated far more highly in Premier League circles than he is in Spanish circles. Because the fact is, I don't know if he's a title-winning keeper, because why we love De Gea so much is because he makes a ton of saves, which is a different role to being a keeper, like to being Ederson or to being Alisson, for example. It's totally different, isn't it?
Yeah, well, the point being is that great examples, they can find players anywhere on the field comfortably. I think David De Gea struggles to do that. So when you're asking him to kick a ball outside of the box, you're risking things, and it's going to be a sticking point for United.